Jayapal, thank you very much for giving your valuable time for this discussion. I'll call it as a very informal discussion, and the whole objective of this discussion is to really understand your journey from the Trivandrum Engineering College till the current position which you are holding as Associate Infrastructure Design at the Department of Urban Planning at Abu Dhabi. I hope I am right. No, I did not make a mistake there.
Yes, exactly. I work for Department of Municipalities and Transport, and my department is Urban Planning.
And it is a very exciting journey. It's a very exciting journey, and I'm really thrilled when I saw your profile. So if you can really share the essence of your journey from CET, then how did you get into this particular profession? Because these days the trend is, irrespective of the trade, we specialize as engineers. We want to get into IT companies, and they don't pursue a career in their field of study. And you are an exception. So if you can just share your takeoff from CET and then walk us through all the pivots you had, it is wonderful.
In fact, yes, I passed out in 1979, and before mentioning about my CET journey, I would like to add few lines about my schooling. I did my schooling from Leo 13th High School in Alappuzha, and also then after my 10th, I joined the college of the SP College, Sanadana Dharma College, and I did my pre-degree from there. Yes, while during my schooling itself, my passion was to join choose my career in engineering.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So something I just.
So that is really nice. So many of us we are accidental engineers. Okay. In your case, it was a planned thing, and it was your ambition to become an engineer. Okay.
Because out of our core subjects, I like maths very well, and I was doing reasonably good in maths and physics. But chemistry was a subject which I am slightly not performing that good.
Okay.
And expectations anyway, because of various reasons. But in CET, I got admission to electrical engineering branch. Of course, electronics and communication was the branch most of the people were the toppers are aiming at. So in the year 79, I joined CET. Then, I'll correct. In 1975, I joined. I passed out in the year 1979.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I need to close my.
Yeah, that is fine. That is fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We will. Okay. So I passed out in the year 1979, and my aim was to find a job in Kerala. Due to some reason, I don't want to leave Kerala. That was my main ambition, to get a job here and to develop my career in Kerala. I was not having any plans to go abroad or even to the other states. Even my classmates, they were all planning to move to Mumbai to find a job. And again, I have chosen electrical engineering, but at the same time, there were advices from my parents and from my teachers to go for civil engineering. When we passed out, there were good demand for civil engineering graduates, whereas electrical and conventional branches like mechanical, we were finding little difficult. So, but there were options to go for apprenticeship So I went to DT office, and our professor, Dr. Pillai, he was the professor placement and training. So, and he helped me, and in fact, that way I was referred to Kerala State Drugs and Pharmaceuticals. Then I joined KSDP as an apprentice in electrical engineer. There were a couple of other engineers. One, Mr. Mansoor, was there from REC. We were, in fact, being an apprentice, we were not having much clue on what is happening. In a pharmaceutical industry, there were boilers, there were substations, there were automated plants, process plants, but we were not getting involved initially. We were not allowed to also because of safety reasons. So, but however, we are getting an overall picture of running a company, and also the functions of a maintenance department and how important it is. That was the only thing what we gained. Then we all started applying for jobs, because after apprenticeship, we found that the chance of getting absorbed are much less. So we heard, okay, there's a big steel plant coming in Kerala. So yeah, it will be power intensive. So there will be a lot of scope for electrical engineers. So we were not knowing, unless we come to the mainstream, the career growth will not be that bright. Anyway, there were some written tests, and we got selected. I got selected as a management trainee, engineer trainee. So again, second tenure for asset training. So that was a little alarming.
It was all within a year, is it?
Within a year. So after a year, actually, I successfully completed my apprenticeship. Then the second training part started in Silk. So another training, but it is guaranteed that after the training we'll be absorbed if our performance are good. So they placed me in Trivandrum in the corporate office, and I was assigned with the responsibilities of procurement. So the specifications used to come from the consultants. And we were responsible for procuring the equipments and machineries for the foundry and the forge unit and the steel fabrication unit. So that was interesting, but it was difficult to live in Trivandrum with the training, the compensation what they are giving us, the stipend. However, anyway, because after 1 year, there is a hope that we will be confirmed. So we managed to continue. And some of my friends, they decided to quit the job, and they wanted to do engineering services. And also, they wanted to attend the training program. And again, I thought I was also planning, but I didn't choose. I didn't decide to leave my job and go for anything else. After 1 year, yes, we got absorbed. I got absorbed as assistant engineer grade, and later on I was transferred to one of the shipbreaking units of the company, which is in Calicut. So later on, is subsequently I managed to come back to my place, which is Jayapal. There I joined the steel fabrication unit as the electrical engineer. Then I got a confirmation as electrical engineer after declaring my probation. Then in the fabrication unit, as you know, the electrical engineer's scope is not that bright.
Yeah. Okay.
So the only option left out was to work in projects wherein mostly 80% of the job will be steel fabrication related, and a little small pieces of electrical packages will be there as well. So I have got an opportunity to work in Carborundum University expansion project, where I managed to complete the structural erection as well as the EOT crane installation jobs as per the project schedule. That gave me confidence.
So you slowly, you're from an pure electrical engineering, you have started your journey
Yeah,
as
so
a project
it's a
manager.
turnkey project wherein we are getting a chance to work in, acquiring skills in mechanical as well. So which I took it as a challenge. In fact, I wanted to do that. So I always like this. So even civil jobs I like, including the foundations and the setting up and everything. The Carborundum project went very well, and then I got a promotion as a senior engineer projects. So then I was thinking, okay, in this organization, if I continue, yes, I will be mostly doing some fabrication projects, but I wanted to do something on electrical engineering. So I approached the management. Then they said, yes, the new project, the foundry division, the integrated casting unit, they call it. It's a power intensive unit. And around 40 MVA is the connected load, and they are going to have a dedicated primary 110 by 11 kV substation. So when the right time comes, we will consider you. So immediately after 3 months, they were kind enough to post in the foundry division. So when I joined the steel foundry, I was having no clue about the EHV installations, HV installations, or even LV installations for a foundry. So the most of the people are from Steel Authority of India, very highly experienced people. So, but my grade is senior engineer also. So I'm not a trainee, I'm not an assistant engineer, I'm not an engineer, but a senior engineer.
From the customer side.
Yeah,
okay.
So that was a challenge. By that time, we were started installing the most sophisticated process automation equipments there, which is I still remember S120U, Siemens PLC, controlled devices, the core shooting, automated mold making machines, etc., important from Germany and UK. But my department head, Mr. Pratap Babu, he was having a very vast experience. He is a product of REC. He is a 1970 batch. He said in Malayalam, Jaypal, look, when you work in a steel plant, you have to take it as a challenge. When we are pouring the metal, and if you are the maintenance head, you have to run the crane at any cost. Otherwise, what will happen when the metal is poured, it will get solidified. Suppose you want to move it and you have to pour it. So it is like Ramayana, Kaigeyi, when Dasharatha was in the war front, she put her finger to support this, to replace a screw.
Yeah, okay.
Or so same way, you should be able to manage, and you have to put your the screwdriver or a device, and you have to somehow manage if the crane trips. And this is it. But for doing that, unless you know the electrical engineering and control systems, you will not be able to do that. Then it will cause eventual catastrophe or even a flashover, and it will cause a lot of damage. Not only you will not be able to pour the metal, at the same time, you will again spoil a lot of equipments and machineries are causing huge damage. So you should read the drawing properly. You should have a clear idea. And if you are stuck, okay, come to me anytime. So with that, we all engineers, we decided to have hands-on experience. We worked with the electricians, we worked with the diploma holders, the supervisors, and we as a team try to debate and try to involve in every aspect of the work. So that way, within 1 year, is with the engineering background, with the training what I got in CE, we managed to gain maybe a 95% experience of a person who have worked 10 years in steel plant. So with that confidence, I managed to run the shift. I managed to involve in the testing commissioning. I managed to lead the testing commissioning. Later on, all the troubleshooting, I found it is possible, can be done. And we managed to reinstate by attending the fault. We cleared it, we replaced it, we overhauled it. So that way, and also the plant manager, he gave a lot of confidence, Mr. Pradap Babu, and with his support, and also so many young engineers are there. That is another advantage for us. So we all used to analyze the issues, and we used to learn. And we also, another important aspect is we won't hide anything, because if we manage to find a solution, we will share with others, and we are proud that, okay, we as a team, we are able to attend this breakdown within a limited time, and we saved so many production hours. 110 kV system was fed by KSCB, and as you know, the KSCB support is much less when there is an interruption. So again, our management encouraged us, even though it is a public sector company, they told us, okay, you'll have to somehow reinstate the power, because we are losing the production hours, and we have spent that time around 35 crores. Assets are idling if you don't do that. So we went there, we have made a site survey, we contacted the nearby houses, and we managed to locate a tower where the flashover has occurred, and during night time we managed to bring in subcontractors with the support of KSCB guys who will be sitting at their office, and we get it done, and we pay them, and we again brought the KSCB guys to inspection, and if, to their satisfaction, work is completed, and we will reinstate the power. This was a system. So that experience gave me strength. Then again, due to financial constraints, because by that time I got married, and my family, my son was born, and my daughter is born, and my wife is also employed, and she was a in the purchase department of KSPP, Drugs and Pharmaceuticals. And still we found it difficult to repay the house loans and stuff like that. So we started attending interviews. Okay. So then my first job was in Dubai in 1992 as head of the Nasser Rashid Luta Group electrical department. There are so many small factories were there, small warehouses and stuff like that. He has a lot of assets. So I was the electrical head, but I was not very happy. And then I found a difference in a public sector. By that time I was when I left in 92, I was the electrical head, the head of electrical department. So
how many years did you spend in Silk? Silk, how many years you were there?
Yeah, I was there in 10 years. 1980.
Okay. And I'm sure
12 years I was there.
I'm sure that 12 years. Okay. So I'm sure that you would have had a cultural shock when you moved from a public sector to a private sector.
Exactly. Yes. And also it's a local company owned by a single owner, even though he is very rich.
I know.
He used to, you don't worry, even if we don't make profit, with my signboards, rent, you all will get salary. That was true. So he was a guy, Nasser Rashid Luta. However, I decided to resign. So after 6 months, I resigned the job, because by that time I got confidence. I got connected with CET alumni here in the UAE, and also our family, friends, relatives. So many people were here, even from Silk. People started coming to Dubai for employment. So that gave me confidence. So I resigned the job. Then they put no entry for 6 months. So no entry means is we can come on visit visa, but we can't come on an employment. We won't get an employment. We wouldn't get. So I came back on a visit visa. Then I worked for a small company to survive. Mr. Joss is from my place. He's owning a small electromechanical company. He was kind enough to give me a job. as a project manager, but that was a good exposure again. I was the peon of the office, and I was also the managing director there.
Okay. Okay.
I used to go meet people and bring in jobs. I have to execute a job. I have to invoice. I have to run the show. So like that I managed for 6 months. So we were doing okay, but then one phone call I got from one of my junior, one lady. She was a lecturer in TKM by that time. So she joined her husband in Dubai, and she said, Jayapal, are you looking for jobs? I saw one advertisement, but they haven't mentioned it is which company it is, but it's a good consultant. With the postbox number only, the ad came. Otherwise, I wouldn't have applied, like a small advertisement. I thought it's a local company again. Why too? It's a non-person. Mr. Jose is very good with me, like a partner. He's treating like a working partner. So I was never thinking to look for other opportunities, because he is always motivating me. He was telling me, "Okay, you will become very rich. We will do a lot of jobs." So.
Right.
That he has a lot of vision, but he is just a IT holder with so many years of experience. So he doesn't want to leave me also. But on seeing having seen the ad, and when she was advised me to apply rather than running around with a small company, because they know that, because they have spent maybe 2 or 3 years in Dubai. They said, okay, small companies, always there will be hope, but difficult to sustain, and because the market is tough even then, and because he doesn't have much capital.
Okay.
So I had to opt a new job, in fact, and when she was clearly explaining me, then yes, I applied. But by looking at my CV, the company said, yes, your experience, you have experience in high voltage. However, we have better candidates. Let me see. We will submit all the CVs to the Federal Electricity and Water Authority. So the client have to approve, and this is a UK-based consultants, UBank International Consultants. I said, fair enough. That is good decision, and I am here. I will wait for your call. Then they submitted, and what has happened is the first two will be are called for interview. So I was fourth. So the first two engineers are having more experience than me in high voltage and substations and power transmission, whereas substations and transmission lines are part of our project. We were mostly specialized in steel making and steel plant engineers. But during the search for jobs, I used to interact with the recruiting companies. Then they said, okay, how to format a CV. Whenever you apply for a substation or a transmission line job, just highlight that. Or if you want to apply for a steel plant job, or then okay, you highlight this steel plant experience. So my CV I have formatted in such a way that I highlighted my substation experience. So that's why I got 4th rank in the list. So the first two went for written test and interview, and unfortunately, they were not selected. So that again gave me tension. They called me, the 3rd and 4th, they called us. Then they said, don't worry, we have used our influence with the client and told them that getting the people like you are very difficult. So we are not going to search for further people. So that gave us good confidence, and it's a luck. So we got selected. Without any Gulf experience, much Gulf experience, I got a very good job as a consultant engineer. So that gave me a good breakthrough. But I used to support Mr. Joss in estimation and all. But he was just managing, and then his children became grown up, and they have taken up, and it was running. Later on, I was not having much contacts with him. But he is no more now. I remember him with gratitude. Then this was on a project basis, but to the completion of till the completion of the project, they retained me, for snack list preparation and handing over commissioning. And maybe out of the 4 or 5, I was the one who got a chance to work with the RE till the end. I was designated as ARE. To complete the project. We have done several major projects, transmission line projects, substations. And then we were also having the get-togethers with our alumni forums, and again, a lot of engineers, 400, 500 engineers there. So then that is again giving me confidence. Even if I lose the job, or if the project is over and there is no continuity, I can find a job. That is true. Actually, that has happened. Later on, I came back on a visit visa once the project is over. Then Mr. Jose was always there to help me. If I want to join, his doors are open. But then again, I started looking at even small advertisements, because now that gave me an experience. Even small advertisements, my MNCs are giving in small boxes. So like that, a very small, smaller than the previous one, came and I applied. Then it was for ABB SAE Sadalmi.
Okay.
So again, I applied on the last day. So then they called me, oh, sorry, unfortunately, our team have already taken people, and they have gone for a client interview. So if none of them are selected, yes, we will give you a chance. But immediately after half an hour, I got a call saying, okay, they forgot to take some paper, and if you are available, we can take you also for the interview.
Okay.
So again, on the way, highly experienced people are sitting in the car with the railway experience on Narayana. He gave me a bit of advice. Jaypal, look, this is a very good post. Then what is there in your mind? How much salary you are going to ask if you are selected? I said, yes, maybe it's some 10K, the UAE dirhams. Then he said, no, 20K is the budget. I heard you should ask more.
Okay.
Then I don't know, since you are there, most likely you will be selected. So they may have more vacancies, he said. But from that list, again, 2 of us are selected, but Narayana sir was not selected because of his age, hopefully, because he was 45 or 50 that time. So then in the interview, they said, okay, you are from UBank International, so I don't have to interview you. The Italian was telling me. I said, yes, perfectly fine, but there's a condition. Within 1 month, we will evaluate your performance and we will decide whether to retain you or not. Since even though I was not having a job, I told him, sir, okay, that is also fine. But by that time, I will also decide whether to continue with you or not.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah.
Just some instant idea came to my mind, and I couldn't stop telling that.
Okay.
So I just with an overconfidence to some extent. Yes, he selected me, and I was performing very well. And that was the highest salary in that region I got initially during my career, and that was the senior testing and commissioning of our plant. In fact, to be frank, I was not having much experience in testing and commissioning, but the logic was no, any test device we studied in the college, okay, we are giving an input and we are measuring the output. And like in physics, the electrical engineering professor was telling us, in your physics lab, you must have predetermined values. So which we are verifying. No? Same way, here also one relay, you are testing, you are injecting a parameter, and just you are recording either time or any other variable, or you are measuring some current or whatever outputs you are measuring. So this is it. So with that sense, then any complicated testing, they used to call me. So that gave me again good experience in the power and desalination plant. That was 750 mega. Then I was again assigned with another task of metering. The power import, power export, digital metering was being introduced. So again, I could add something more in my CV. Then again, that Tavila project was handed over. So I decided to again start looking for new jobs. So this time, without a break, I managed to find another job within the government, which is Dubai Aluminium Company. There again, because I was having experience in Siemens PLCs, they gave me weightage for that, and they appointed me. as a senior engineer in the Falcon expansion. And at that time, they were producing around 360,000 tons of aluminum. And Alba Bahrain was the main competitor for us. So then with that expansion, we were about to reach 600,000 tons. Now the company is producing, I think, 2 million tons. The Dubal, because they started that also. So again, we were having a connected load of 1,200. So from 20 megawatt or 40 mega steel plant to 1,200 megawatt plant. This is we were all having a lot of automation systems, SCADA system, DCS, and all interconnected with fiber optic connectivity. Then all the informations are retrieved in an AS400 mainframe computer, IBM computer. By that time itself, that was in 97, 98. Okay. Then I thought also, okay, now this is time for me to become a project manager. So if I continue here in Dubai, it is an ocean. I am Mannamangam. So this feeling, one way, it taught me a lesson also. So the European guy, my boss, he liked me very well, because I found out some of the issues with the configuration of the CTs and all, which he liked very much, because when they import machines and panels from UK, they are under the impression that it is foolproof and fail-safe. But while during the inspection, I found certain mistakes in the design, and I pointed out, and finally they could confirm, yes, if we had installed this, it wouldn't have worked properly as the way we expect. The relays would have malfunctioned and it would have caused the power breakdowns or even flashovers. So he said, no, please don't go. I cannot guarantee that you will be promoted, but I can guarantee some increments, and within a year time, you will be promoted to assistant manager, because they used to give those positions to Europeans only. So that was his challenge, but he wanted to retain me. That letter is still with me. But that time I wanted to somehow become a project manager. So
that means after graduation, now totally how many years experience?
That time, yes, 15 years. By that time, it
15 years. Yeah. Then you decided to become a full-time project manager.
Yeah, because my colleagues back in Silk, they started becoming senior managers and all that time. And
I know, yeah.
This situation in Gulf, most of the people even after several years of service, especially Asians, unless they have some UK, US qualifications and MBA and things like that, which I realized later. So it is difficult to become a department head. Very difficult. So I went to an Asian company. He's a UK citizen, and he appointed me as a project manager. But after 6 months, I got a letter. You had to find another job.
Oh, okay.
Because I was not having a driving license that time. So I had to run around. They were having multiple projects. And it was I accepted as it is. Yes, it is. I don't have a license, but I shouldn't have made this decision. And then somebody wanted to retain you. You said, okay, I wanted to leave you. So that is a lesson in my life. Okay. So yeah, I had to, that's the only time I was in Gulf for a job for 40 days. Then I started applying. Again, my friend got the first rank, I got the second rank.
So at that time, Mr. Jose was not there to support you?
Jose was there, but maybe my first prestige did not allow me to go and ask for a job.
Because, okay.
Yeah, it's because several years I was with the multinational companies.
Okay.
So again, not to bother, because somebody was there in my place. Even if I go, maybe I will have to report to him. And so such ego was allowing me to go back to him. But I was confident because 2 big companies I worked, so 3 companies. So my CV is definitely giving a lot of value. But I don't have a driving license. That is my, when I do a SWOT analysis, this is it. This is my strength, this is my weakness. So from Ras Al Khaimah ruler's office. They were looking for an electrical head, and my colleague or my senior in college, he was here. He was from Steel Authority of India. So they selected him as in the first rank because they said the personal manager, when I called him, said it was difficult for us to choose between you two. But he's having 2-year experience. He's 77 batch, 2 years experience, and he was a engineering college lecturer for 1 year. So we are giving some weightage for that. But your companies are very good. You worked for more, which he hasn't worked. But however, we decided to choose your friend. So you are in the rank list number 2. Then this friend, he got another offer that time from Sharjah Free Zone Authority as electrical head. So he called me and he said, Jayapal, you are lucky. I'm not going to accept this offer. So you can. So that again was a good chance. So I joined there as a department head. There we were having ships, having harbor and a lot of industrial units. And my silk experience, my Dubal experience, my power plant experience all helped me to perform very well. So by the time my children were in the school, high school, and even my daughter was planning to join medicine. So then she, after 10th standard, for entrance coaching, she has to move to Tricur. So she joined Tricur +2, 11th standard. She was there. So my wife also, she accompanied her. So I could concentrate more on my job, and all the projects were completed on time. And the ships are the issue is if the one ship is there and if you don't release it on time, then we have to pay a lot of demurrage. So we had to work maybe 24 hours, but it was very interesting job. We learned a lot, hands-on experience again, like a steel plant, because Dubai was an ocean, because I had to work maybe 2 hours, 3 hours only in Dubai. Then the system is like that. It's a huge organization. Here, I have to train people. I have to attend high-level discussions with the sheikh level people and with the electricity boards. So it was very interesting job. And also very remunerative job. There are a lot of bonus and incentives. So also I was involved in recruitment, and Mr. Uman Varghese was my mentor, and he was the director over there. So only me and Uman are the non-Europeans in the senior management level in that company. So I could help a lot of people, even from my company, some IT holders, engineers I recruited. We were having a strength of around 2,000 people in that company. And I was the electrical head, and Mr. Uman was very supportive. He was there 36 years with that company. So you know his influence with the management. So he was very supportive, and that's why we could manage to get the power locations. We have completed all the new projects on time, the harbor development, and the company has been grown up like anything. But at the age of 60, Mr. Uman decided to retire, and he went back. So then I was again started thinking why I am stuck in this area, which is Ras Al Khaimah, which is a northern emirate. And I worked in Dubai, I worked in Abu Dhabi. So I should get a job in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, especially oil sector is booming. Here, it's a cement industry, or even crushing plants, a lot of other type of industries, production units they have. So I also started applying. Then I got a chance in Kuwait, in KNPC, Kuwait National Petroleum. Again, I was not having much oil and gas experience, but I have highlighted my process plant experience, Dubai experience, where we have a lot of gas turbines and all. So the hazardous area, the installations we used to maintain in Dubai, and also even some of the hazardous area installations I have done in steel, in silk also. So with that, and also in Tawila power stations, I worked in steam plants So I got selected as a project head in high school, which is called Kuwait Shipbuilding, renamed as high school. And in the Shuaihat refinery, the project, it was again a fast track project. I was not even having any clue on PMI or project management, PMP exams that time. So, however, I have done several projects in steel plant, in silk, as well as in Dubai expansion I have done, and also in Ras Al Khaimah, most all the projects were under me. So in procurement and in design, in silk commissioning, handing over to the production department, I have done inside clients, yes, not an external client. So with that confidence, I attended the interview, I got selected, and the person who selected me was 10 years junior in Palakkad NSS College. But I was a false prestige, ego clash. So I gladly accepted the post. Because he immediately after his engineering, he joined Palakkad and he joined the KNPC high school, and he became assistant general manager by that time, and I am manager of projects. So he was giving a lot of supports. He was very good in sports. I was also good in sports. I was the captain of college kabaddi. I was also in the college football team. I was the winner of 5,000 meter race in the CET. So we were a good team. And this fast track project, we took as a challenge. Then we were looking for a construction manager to support me. So the construction manager, Mr. Sheshadri, we interviewed him and we selected. The interesting thing is Mr. Sheshadri was 10 years senior to me. Okay. So look at Sheshadri is 10 years junior, and I am 10 years. No, he's 10 years senior to me. Senior. I am senior to Anil, assistant general manager. So between Anil and him, 20 years difference, but he's just a construction manager. Anil is the AGM. But then Anil sir told Sheshadri sir, we selected you because we wanted to utilize your experience. So we used to call him sir, and we used to respect him. And we worked as a team, and we managed to complete the project on time. So I was proud that the ABB ESD systems, we engaged in the project to carry out the fiber optic ESD system installations. They competed with ABB UK, and the price was highly competitive. So we three decided, okay, we will use ABB Bangalore. So it was a big challenge because liquidated damages were applicable if you fail. But that guarantee the ABB team gave us, including one lady and the general manager, Mr. Rohit. They assured us nothing, we will not let you down, and they completed the project on time. So that was again was one of the milestone projects which we did. I have the certification, everything. So then next year, Mr. Anil moved to another company in Kuwait. Then again, I was not very comfortable with the new boss. Then I started applying for a new job there, and I moved to Mushrif Group there. In the Mushrif Group, we got an opportunity to work for an Aramco project. Then by that time in Ras Al Khaimah itself, I managed to get my driving license. So there in Kuwait, again, with that license, I managed, because a lot of Emiratization was happening. Under my department, there were a lot of Kuwaiti nationals were there. Their father, their parents were holding big positions. Then one day they used to come and sign and go. We have no control with them. So one day they asked me, you are giving me a lot of favor, you are giving me the training and a lot of supports and allowing us to go early. So what do you want? I said, I want nothing else, but I have to go for a driving test here to transfer my UAE license. Then immediately he said, you don't have to go, your license will be here. So I got a license because I'm confident of driving because systems are same. So it is just a formality. That's why I said, yes, I'm accepting your favor because I'm confident of driving. And even when I was on a visit visa, I was allowed to drive in Kuwait. So I was familiar with the traffic systems in Kuwait as well. So then I was making up and down to Saudi with the Saudi Aramco. It's called Kafji Joint Operations. It's a joint venture between Kuwait General Petroleum and Saudi Aramco. So then one of the conditions was the design should happen in India, because Engineers India was our one of the technical consultants. So they wanted to because the Saudi people, Aramco team, they wanted to spend their time in India. Because they will be getting the salary plus a lot of other benefits and perks. So for me also, same way, they paid my salary in Kuwait, and they gave me a good accommodation, flat and all facilities in Bombay. So I was there heading the engineering design in Bombay for 6 months. So it was another opportunity for me to again bring my family, and even Kuwait I was living with family. My children wanted to stay in India, so 6 months we were there. So then categorically my boss from Russell Khaimah, he called me. He said, Jaypal, I am now in Vietnam. Are you interested in joining me? So you will be appointed as chief engineer. So it's a gold mine, but it's an open heart, not the deep mining. So it is safe, no issues. But you are the chief engineer, you will be based in that office only. And once a while, you may have to come and oversee things. That's it. So I accepted. And another attraction was every 56th day, they give tickets. And with family and orderly system. It is a European status. So we were provided with a house and 2 servants. So I worked there, but when my wife came there, we found that not like a Middle East. No, the culture is different. We are not able to find the social life there. Means the only hardly 300 Indian families spread all over UAE, all over Vietnam, but it was a good professional experience. But then we decided, okay, we will again start applying to UAE. Because compared to UAE and Kuwait, I wanted to come back to UAE. So my friend Hari Narayan was here that time, my classmate in WSP. It's an American consultancy. So that time the Gulf was booming, UAE was booming. So a lot of opportunities. So they interviewed me over phone and they selected me. So I resigned from Vietnam. So government of Vietnam and Canadian joint venture. So only 1 year I worked there. So we decided to join here. Then in between also I got a offer from Kerala. My neighbor who became an industrialist, his name is Mr. Dennis. He acquired one steel plant in Arkonam. Then he said he wants Jayapal, a trustworthy person to work. Then he gave me an offer also, 3 lakh Indian rupee plus a lot of benefits. But then I said, look, Dennis, I am very happy. But I got an offer from an American company and much higher than this. Of course, it is a Gulf offer, no? So it will be much higher. He said, again, he's also told me the same thing. My doors are open. Anytime you can come and join me if you wish. So I selected this WSP offer and we moved in 2008. So the main task was to design a 100 mega power system for the presidential palace, which is called the White House of UAE. We have done that project, 16 underground substations and 132 by 11 kV substation and power network. I was totally responsible. We did on time. And then we have done the New York University, which is again 450,000 square meters, 100 mega power connected load, and the 22 kV distribution network and substations, and the power backup with the diesel generators. So all done on time, and several residential developments. So anyway, that way I completed around 7-8 years in WSP Parson Binkerhoff, which is again one of the leading international engineering and project management company. So we were connected all over the world, and we used to do projects for US, we used to do projects for Qatar, we used to do projects for Europe. So that gave me an international real exposure to engineering design. So so the company, when they decided to again participate in a tender in urban planning, they gave me an opportunity to work in the team. So later on, urban planning, Abu Dhabi government, they said your people have to be stationed in urban planning department. So even though my lean is with the WSP Parson Bingerhof, I was assigned to urban planning. So there we are into master planning and the power and telecom infrastructure. I am responsible, and the job I am continuing, because after some time I discontinued my lean with the WSP, because my client, my employer wanted to absorb us here. So now on a contract basis, still after 60, I'm continuing here.
Okay.
So history of my career, a lot of challenges. Maybe this is my 14th job. In between, after engineering, I got a chance to work with electrical inspectorate, and which is a gazette officer job after PSC selection in test and interview. But due to some reason, I didn't accept that. So this is my, so including that, this is a 14th job. Leaving that.
In how many years' time?
Yeah, it's spanning from 79. I joined as an
okay. That is easily
so
20,
more than 40
plus.
years now, more than 42nd year now.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Now this is like a thriller from the campus to campus.
Yeah, it is really. It's for me. It's a very glad journey. It was smooth for me, even though there were a lot of challenges with the support and of my family members and my parents. You know, I managed to overcome all the challenges. Especially even in silk, also I faced some challenge because I got transferred to Calicut, and shipbreaking was another difficult thing, which I was not having any background in swimming. So when we work in shipbreaking, if I slip, no, I may, there was no much safety.
Okay.
That, okay. So I was worried. So, but later on, maybe due to some references, I managed to come back to Jayapal that time. That's why I said my supported me.
A lot of lessons and insights. Okay, for me. Okay. The first thing is, okay, even a driving license and maybe the inability to swim, that also can impact the career. That is one. And throughout your career, what I'm seeing is, okay, you had the passion for knowledge towards engineering, and you always wanted to learn new things. That is one. The second one was, okay, you always maintained relationship with people. You know, I think you gave a lot of importance to that. And you are open to opportunities, and you are open to experiment in new avenues. So that is great. Actually, that is great lesson.
Yeah. I wish to add one more thing. Like and I said, in Gulf, the post graduation and the additional qualifications, are very important. This is what I wanted to share with you, with our new graduates who are coming out from colleges. They should immediately try to find a way to manage their studies along with the career. So here, actually, immediately after engineering, when I joined Silk, managing director, he was giving a lot of importance for industrial engineering. So I joined industrial engineering, and through Productivity Council, I did graduateship in industrial engineering, 15 papers, A and B, and a project. So that was the one qualification I acquired. But later on, there was a big gap happened. When I was in Gulf, I didn't do anything other than some quality improvement programs, attending seminars and things like that. And of course, when I was in Vietnam also, I got opportunity to attend several seminars, and also in chances to work in renewables and solar plants, windmills, etc., etc. But academic qualification, no, I started focusing when I joined WSP Parson Winterhoff. They were giving a lot of importance because their companies pre-qualifications, there's a lot of value addition if the design engineers and especially the middle level design engineers have additional qualifications. So they sent me for ETAP certification, which I passed, qualified ETAP designer. But at the same time, they were giving a lot of priority for those who are qualifying Pearl PQP or Lead AP for the sustainability green building USGBC, US Green Building Council certifications, and also PMI like PMP.
Okay.
So we are having a WSP University, and through WSP University, I attended for PMP. I have trained for PMP. I attended PMI's PMP qualification. I attended the exam and I passed. And also PQP is conducted by Abu Dhabi Department of Municipalities and Transport by the Urban Planning Council. I'm a PQP qualified also, for qualified person. Then also the membership from IET UK is also very important here. Even Indian institutions membership is also valued, but most of the clients, they need the chartered engineers from UK. So I'm a chartered engineer. So later, when my son did his engineering and he joined MBA in UK and he came back, he just again joined MTech in Dubai campus, BITS Pilani's Dubai campus. He joined for MTech on the Executive Development Program. So he asked me, why don't you join? Then I joined.
Yeah.
Completed my MTech,
okay.
And also MBA in finance I did. So that way, even now I am doing my research. Is a doctor of business administration from American and Business Technology College. It's based in Switzerland. So I have completed the theory part, and now the research proposal is under review. So that way, my sincere advice to the new engineers is that they keep on improving their skills and qualifications as well. Improving skills, the communication skills and the soft skills, all are important. But at the same time, we should have the additional qualifications, because that is the MNCs and all the clients are giving a lot of importance for qualification, academic qualifications as well. So this is my lessons I learned throughout my career.
This is excellent.
Happy to share with you.
Excellent, and thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. It is quite inspiring. And this is going to inspire, this is in APJ Abdul Kalam's words, this is going to ignite a lot of minds of fresh engineers. So that is wonderful. It was a wonderful journey.